guys, welcome back to Nailed It.
Hello.
Hello. You'll see to my left we have the gorgeous Nicole returning for a second episode.
She's back, baby.
She's back. She's better than ever.
She is, girl.
Oh my god, guys, welcome to Is Manifestation a Myth? Well, we was meant to start recording an hour ago.
Yeah, it was probably about 2 hours ago. To be
Yeah.
honest, but...
So we manifestation is something that we both have talked about and believed in a lot over certainly the last sort of 4 or 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's become quite a prominent part of our lives, and we wanted to discuss it. I'm very much a factual person, and so it has always intrigued me as a topic, sort of full stop, and now I have more of an understanding of it. I know Nicole has always been deeply into it for the last 5-6 years, for sure.
Do you know what? I think it's less than that.
Is it?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's since 2021.
Oh,
wow.
no,
maybe it's like 2020.
Panny Day.
Actual manifestation was probably after the Panny Day.
Yeah, mine was after the Panny Day.
Which is like 2020, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So it's
Yeah, it's probably like 21.
4 years,
Yeah.
isn't it, really?
And Nicole often does card readings, and she's just done me a card reading, and I've been crying like a little bitch for the last half an hour.
I'm not nodding at the crying like a little bitch.
Oh,
I'm
she
like,
will.
I'm going. No, I don't mean that in a rude way.
And what next?
But the tears needed to come out. I feel like that needed to.
Nicole's one of the people that
be.
I go to with my, I'm like, I need your advice. I need this. I need that. And I feel like I'm normally the advice friend. So I sat down with her and I was just like, I need to run something by you. And we started chatting and dissecting it. And she was like, can I do your reading? And she did me the reading, and
So much came out.
a lot came out. And we're going to talk about it as it's intertwined, isn't it?
Yeah,
for sure.
I would definitely say that it's intertwined.
For sure. So we're going to cut the bullshit. We've done the pleasantries before. You know exactly who this queen is. We'll do a little quick dabble into the weekend, and then we're going to go straight into the topic. Because what are we doing in the next couple of hours?
We are going to the pub. Is that the right answer?
It is the right answer. I think it's the right answer.
I was like,
what are we doing?
I don't know.
We're having a girls' day.
Yeah.
The girlies are coming round.
Very
We're all getting
excited.
told up. We're all going to feel good, smell good, look good, feel good. Emily's home from London. Can I get an amen?
Can I
Slay
get an
man.
amen?
Slay man.
Slay man.
I don't want to rip him now.
Slay man.
Slay man.
That's gonna stick now. That's gonna fucking
Slay man.
stick.
And the Holy Spirit, slay man. So,
Period.
yeah, no, it's the girls are together. The girl band is back in full force. The Pussycat Dolls are going out.
They're going out tonight.
And tonight.
Are we even going out though?
I think we're just going to see what happens.
We're just
Yeah.
go with the vibes.
You never know. We
See
could
what
end up
night
back here.
shakes
We
us.
could end up out. You just don't know.
That's the best kind of night.
It
Those
is.
spontaneous ones where you just
Correct.
go, you move with the vibes.
Correct, Amanda.
Do you know what I mean?
We will suss it. But yeah, happy days. So that is what we are doing this weekend. But enough about that. Let's get straight into the podcast. We've got a lot we want to cover, a lot we want to talk about, share our own experiences, and debate the topic of, is manifestation a myth?
There is no debate, to be honest. I'll be real. In my opinion,
The
there's
Jenny
no
P.
debate.
The Jenny P might have a different
What the hell is the Jenny P?
general public.
Oh, I thought it was like
Jenny
a
Leck.
Gen Z.
The Gen Z.
But like the Jenny
Gen
P,
Z.
I was like, is it generation pensioners? Like,
They would have a different sort of opinion.
you know what I mean?
For real. No, yeah, but let's get into it. Let's
Roll
go,
my sleeves
girls.
up for this one, girl.
Okay. So, manifestation. So, I've dabbled in it a couple of times on the podcast very briefly. Do you want to start with your journey or mine? I'm happy either way.
I mean, you
Okay,
go first.
okay,
You
I'll go
first. I was like,
My first door opening to manifestation, I actually listened to a podcast by a really interesting lady. I'm going to find the name of her podcast, but it was basically kind of like, is manifestation a myth? Like, is it true? Is it all bullshit? How she's come to find it, what it means for her. I really resonated with her. It's like one of the first podcasts I properly got into. She was like straight talking, straight to the point, kind of like, she kind of had a similar mindset to me of like, manifestation shouldn't make sense, but it does. Do you know what I mean?
period.
And she was like, and I kind of adopted the same thing from her and started listening to some of her practices, and I did find that they worked for me. And her her take is very much kind of my take on life, which was manifestation has some element to it. But if I just sit here and wish for things, which a lot of people think manifestation is, don't they? Like, we say things, I'm like, let's manifest it. Let's manifest it. It's going to be sunny later. Like, that is real manifestation, because there is nothing in our power we can do to make it sunny. We just got to hope and pray.
I beg to differ.
Oh.
Sometimes I do.
Oh.
I believe in, like, collective power, though.
I believe in collective power.
Collective power manifested and put all that energy into one thing.
The girls' group chat is putting all the pussy into the sunshine today, let me tell you.
I know, but I tell you now, 4 p.m. the sun comes, we all go like, girl, we manifested it.
I'll be taking the mic and the setup to the hunters. Retweet.
Exactly.
But yeah, so she kind of had the mindset of like, she went through a phase herself of like thinking that manifestation was the only way, and then being sort of disappointed because she wasn't manifesting. She wasn't manifesting how she like what in a way that worked for her, and her way after years of practice and things like that. And I'll link the specific episode that kind of opened my eyes to it. She was like, sitting at home and writing affirmations and writing things down and saying it out loud is not the only way. She was like, you also have to do things are not just going to fall into your lap. She was like, every day, like, you also have to do things or else you won't truly get what you desire. So she was like, you need to outline your goals specifically, like your specific goals. What do you want to achieve? And I think I listened to it like around Christmas time, and she was like, we're going to do it in January. So like, what do you actually want to achieve this year? Like specifically. She's like, you then need to align beneath said goal. What can you do to get yourself there? And when you run out of things, that's when you need to stop and let the rest of the universe take its natural course of action. And that's when you need to believe and allow and manifest that if you've done everything you can do, those things are going to happen. When they happen and how they manifest. How they manifest is like when we saw thought before. How they manifest themselves will be the way that's right for you.
Oh, 100%. And a lot of the time, you will be surprised at the way it comes to you because I feel like the universe always has a different plan sometimes, and I think I agree with everything there. Okay. But I think you also have to surrender a little bit.
Yes, you do.
Which is the end part.
I have got so much experience with this.
Let it happen.
Like, I think as well, more so when you're a control freak, manifestation can be a blessing and a curse, and I'm a control freak, so the surrendering part is the hardest part.
Yeah.
100%. So that's kind of when my journey began with it. It was the beginning of really 2022 for me. And prior to that, any words along the line of manifestation, I was like, no, my dad's dead, I'm depressed, life is shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't believe in faith. I didn't believe anything could help me. I thought my source of help was gone. Not me bringing everything back to my dad, but guess what? It's my fucking personality trait. Get over it. The tea. No, it's not. I'm more than that. But at the beginning of that year, when I started listening to it and learning, I remember telling Finn about it, and he was just like, yeah. And I was like, no, I genuinely think like there's a wee bit of something to this. I was like, but in its own way, like in a way that I'm going to try and adopt for me. And I really enjoyed that woman's perspective on it because of just the way she taught. She taught like we did, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like listening to a monk. Or
You're going to manifest everything in your desires.
You're going to get £1 million in the bank. I wish, Queenie. But like it, so I really enjoyed it because it felt like a realistic way to tackle it, and also in a way that you could find like comfort in manifestation almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
So I that year set out my goals, my exact thing, and I remember specifically it was I want a new car, but I don't just want any car. And I specifically set out for the car that I got that year. And it was like, I was determined to have a Lexus, which I know makes me sound like the most pretentious swine on planet Earth. Not the one I ended up.
Not at all, though.
You know what I mean. My chef at work literally turned around and said, if I could describe Emily Naylor in a car, it would be a white Lexus. And I was like, Queen, that is it.
You put that energy into my
the compliment. I was like, you might as well have just called me a red Ferrari. Because yum. Yes to that. Thank you. That's how I want to be perceived. But yeah, and that was one of them. And like, even like some of the tips I got from it, like we've always talked about vision boarding and things like that. And that year I made my first vision board and it was on like my laptop home screen. I've had much better success, I would say, this year with mine, which is really specific. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the year when we talked about setting goals and intentions and being grateful. I talked a lot about my vision board, and we're now in the middle of the year and I really want to share what has actually manifested itself, but through my work and through the work of other things, and how things have happened that in their own way. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, the surrendering part.
Yeah.
That is the biggest pill to swallow, but often for the biggest reward.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think I put on there like about me and my partner going to Mexico. I put on there about saving enough for our house deposit by the end of the year. What else did I put on there? I had like I was about going to Australia with work. I had 7 very specific goals and I achieved all of them. And I know that wasn't just through manifestation, it was through my hard work, but even the fact that it opened my eyes to having realistic goal setting and having things to strive towards, and not just kind of floating and like,
it's so important in life. It's not like having flow is good, but having flow with direction.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like you almost know where you're going, but you're flowing towards it.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like floating in the ether, like where am I going?
So what about you? That's kind of my introduction to it, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper. But what about you?
My journey with manifestation, I think, probably started properly in 2021 when I was like all hammering on the spiritual girly. Like,
yes.
When I say I was a spiritual girly, it was like my whole life.
Well, we talked about it in Astrology 101, didn't we?
Revolved around spirituality at that time. So I think that is how I got into manifestation. So I got into manifestation on the opposite side to you.
Yes.
So I got in on the spiritual side.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in as much on the take action and things like that, which I think I lacked in at the time. But also, I'm very much aware that certain things you can just manifest to you without having to do anything.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it happen.
Have you got any examples?
I'll give you one with my mum.
Oh!
My mum has an incredible manifestation story, and it is one of my favourites. So, when she was 13, I think, or she was a young teenager, she went up to the Lake District with school. Yeah. And she sat on Mount Skiddaw, and she looked out, and she said she just fell in love with the Lake District. She just felt some deep connection,
peace
to it.
Yeah.
And then she got with my stepdad years back, and they enjoy going walking up there with the friends and doing mountain climbs and things like that. So she has a big piece of her heart is in the Lake District.
Yeah, it always has been.
Always dreamed of living there. And she said that she was speaking to a colleague at her old job, because she's obviously from Bolton. She lived in Bolton at the time. And her colleague was moving to Scotland, and she was like, oh, I would love to live in the Lake District. You know, what a dream that'd be. And then she completely forgot that she'd said that. 6 months later, I shit you not, her job, her exact job that she had in Bolton, came into her inbox in the Lake District. So a job in her role in the Lake District came in. She, bearing in mind, she's not looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Nothing. It just came to her in her inbox randomly one day. She rang me and I was like, Mum, it's a sign. I was like, the universe. I was like, oh my God, you have to go for it.
No, it is.
And then literally, and the best part about this is, so she went home to my stepdad's instantly looking at houses, looking at villages, so he's putting good energy on that manifestation, and then it all just aligned perfectly. And I think sometimes when something is meant for you like that, it will find a way to happen.
I completely agree.
But
I'm
at the
emotional
same
again.
time, my mum was the version of herself at that point that could have the thing.
Yes.
And that's what
that's
it's all about, alignment.
It is.
A manifestation.
Things happening when it's the right time for them to happen.
Exactly. And when you are the right person to receive it. So like, it all starts within manifestation.
Yes.
So you have to have the mindset, the thoughts and the actions of the person. And you have to be in alignment with the version of you that has that thing.
Yeah. And
then it will all just naturally come into place. And the other thing with manifestation is you can't obsess.
No.
Like, my mum completely forgot that she had that thought, but she put it out, let it go, the universe did the thing, it came to her. So it really is magic. We are
crazy.
all magic.
I don't believe in coincidence as well, which is how I think is like connecting me to manifestation as well. Is like I don't believe in or like you just so happen to meet someone, you just so happen to cross paths, you just happen to bump into someone again after all these years, you just happen to be in a certain place at a certain time. Like 100%. I just so happened to find my boyfriend online. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, I didn't. Like, there's literally an invisible string that has tied us together forever, and it pulled us in when we needed it.
Exactly.
Do you know? And coincidence for me just doesn't exist. Like, whilst we touched on this in my podcast with Beth regarding becoming Muslim, and whilst I don't have a deep religious connection anymore through my own personal reasons, I have very deep
the burping again. Oh, honestly,
my girl is cursed.
She's not. She's blessed.
She's not. She's blessed. She's just got a regular system. I have a really deep spiritual relationship, and I'm funny enough, me and my mum were talking about this literally on Friday. I said, I found an eyelash on her face, and I went, make a wish, and she went, do you believe in all that? I went, yeah. And I was like, make a, and then she went, and then said it out loud. I went, you can't do that. I went, it's not going to come true. Dickhead. Go again. Make a new one. So, but she properly did. I saw it. She was like, and like, she did it. She didn't just go like, do you know what I mean? Like, I could see her thinking. And then she blew it away, and she went, do you believe in all that? I went, I've got to believe in something.
100%.
And I went, I'm not religious anymore, and my mum never was, so she doesn't get it. But I was like, I used to be, and I used to feel like I had a connection with God, and now I don't. I said, but I definitely believe in there's something higher than us, because far too many things happen that it can't be wrote down to coincidence.
100%. Everything happens for a reason, and
it
everything
really
is
does.
Divine. Even if something feels really heavy, technically, when you look at it, everything is neutral, and we only perceive it as good or bad.
Yeah.
Something that feels so bad in your life can actually take you to the best place. You know what I mean? Oh, I know.
Honestly.
You know, and even though it feels hard to comprehend and things, like, on the grand scheme of things, everything is actually neutral.
Yeah.
And I mean, the world will sometimes break you down to get you to where you want to be.
Retweet.
Do you know what I mean? But that's just...
If you see me half an hour ago, guys, you can probably still see it on my face. Like, I have not cleaned up.
Honestly, it was so like...
It was crazy.
It was. That needed to happen, though.
Yeah, it did. We'll talk about the cards I pulled. But so, your mum had the experience with spirituality, with manifestation. And then, so have you got any examples where it's lined up for you?
With me, I think it's even like with small things. Like,
it doesn't have to be a new car. It can be anything.
Oh, literally anything. Like, I've had it with jobs and things like that, and opportunities that I've wanted, and even with things like, I remember I was thinking once, I really need like a little rubbish bin, like, do you know, like a little food waste bin?
Yeah.
So I go to my mum's house. She's like, I got you a food waste bin. I'm like, the fuck, like. Girl,
yeah.
Me and my mum are so like
you're very aligned, aren't you?
It's like, I'll be thinking, oh, I really want this for my tea. I'll go home, she got it for me. It's the most random thing. I've not even spoke to her about it, and I'm like, oh,
you know what, this is me and
brain.
Finn, like, and I find it crazy because he is not into that side of things, but the amount of times that man is in my brain,
telepathic,
like, oh my god, I've never experienced anything like it with anyone apart from like yourself and probably Annabelle. Like, we'll say the same thing and be like, like, me and Annabelle especially, she will back this up, but Finn, oh my god, it's a different level. Like, we did it yesterday. We do it all the time to each other as well. Like, I'll say something. I came home yesterday, we went and had a takeaway at his dad's, and he was like, oh, did you enjoy your tea? And I was like, you know what, and it's my favourite takeaway ever. Like, whenever we get it, I know it's going to be a good day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, favourite curry ever. And I was like, you know what? It didn't slap the same. And I went, but I think it's because I saw a Chinese on Instagram, and I would have preferred that. And he went, I was literally just about to say to you, it's because you saw that Chinese. And like, you know what I mean? It's something so small, but like, we're constantly just in each other's head.
Yeah.
And it's like he knows, the way I answer the phone is like, what's up? And that's not just knowing me. It's like, it's everything inside it. Do you know what I mean? The tone of voice, everything, like, he just knows, he gets it. He gets what's going on up here. Yeah. And that's a really nice feeling to have.
It is.
Anyway,
that connecting it, because it feels spiritual.
It does.
Like,
it feels like,
you know what I mean?
It feels like you say, like
soul. It's at a soul level.
Yeah,
almost.
He is my soulmate, 100%.
Oh.
This is, sorry, I'm not shouting him out. Anyway, this is all about me. Love you, boo. Enjoy Germany. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
I love that.
Oh, Katie was teaching me some German words. I'd say like fuck off, bitch, and stuff, and I was like, I love this.
Oh, I love this. Teach me more.
I know. Tell me more.
German is such an aggressive language. Sorry, we're so off topic.
I know. Sorry.
We need to reel it back in.
Apologies.
Today. Okay.
We are. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Like you said, you're aligned with your mum. I feel that quite a lot with people. I think we have it really well as well when we're speaking to each other. I'm like, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were feeling that. Like, we can Snapchat each other sometimes. I'll text each other and be like, what's wrong? Like, we know.
So, you've done that with me so many times. I was just
Vice
about to say
versa.
that. Like,
You did it today.
Literally. I was like,
I smell a rat.
something needs to come up.
But yeah, so, and if you was thinking of sort of, so you've had manifestation then when you first discovered it and it was more on a spiritual level. What about right now for you?
I think right now I'm tapping back into the powers of manifestation.
Yeah.
In a new way.
Okay.
I'm aligning it more with the action things now and like, right, making a step-by-step thing, but also manifesting with the powers that be.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to actually create a plan for myself, whereas I think at that time I was just flowing a little bit more.
Yeah, it was like everything will come to me.
Yeah, a little bit too much like that.
Yeah.
Whereas actually I wasn't focused as much on my foundation, which is one of the main things that you need to focus on with manifestation. If you want something in your life, you know, people think that you have to change all your outside world, and then that's not the case. You've got to start in.
It's all inside you. It's like you have all the answers, you just not meant to know them yet, or
exactly.
they've not presented themselves yet. Like I was the opposite. I was doing all the action, but didn't have like the dog. Sorry, golden retriever. Apologies. I didn't have.
I was like, it's like, oh, where you go, squirrel,
squirrel. I didn't have. I didn't have the ability to let things go with the flow and to appreciate. I thought if I manifest it for this year, it has to happen this year. And if it doesn't happen this year, then it doesn't work. And it's like, no. Because now how things have lined up, it's like this all makes sense.
The thing is,
and it's not a coincidence.
No, not at all. Do you know what? It's going to lead me into another story. The thing with that is, it's again about the obsession. You can't fixate on it being at a certain time or happening at this time, because that's going to repel it, because you're almost obsessed. So when you think about like an obsessive person, right? If someone's being obsessive over you, you're going to run away from them.
Yeah,
it's
like, off-putting, isn't it?
Everything's energy. So like the things that you want are energy.
Yeah.
So if you're obsessing over them and being like, I need that thing, it's going to not want to come near you.
Agreed.
You need to attract it.
Yeah.
And to attract it, you have to be the version of yourself that can attract those things and believes that you can have those things and that can accept
it's
them.
So true.
It's fact.
I've got so many, like, for example, when we first started looking at houses, I became fixated on this first house that I'd saw, and I'd like literally decided exactly how it was going to be built, how it was this, how it was that. And I used to intentionally drive past it. Like I became a freak, and literally
Joe Goldberg on the house.
Honestly,
in the car.
Literally. He walked in, and within 5 minutes he went, I don't like it. And it shattered all my dreams.
Shit.
But I was like, but then now I look and I think, why the hell was I obsessed with that? But you know what it was? It was the obsession of buying a house and living together and doing all them things.
Exactly.
And not the actual property itself, which is actually a really important part of the whole thing.
But you fixated on that as well. I remember I was on TikTok once and I was on lives. And Georgia Harrison, who was on...
I saw your granddad.
I saw your granddad, yeah, her. She was on a live, so I went on it. It was a full moon, so I was just like... I don't know, I just like, I'll click on it. Anyway, people in the comments are asking her, what about manifestation? Can you tell me about manifestation? She wasn't responding to anyone in the comments, so I started replying to people.
Did you?
I did, yeah. And I replied to 2 different people. And one of them was like, I really want to manifest a house. How do I do it? This, that, and the other. And I was like, you just need to set your intention, like write it down and let it go, and just move towards that thing. Figure out, do you need to save up money for it? Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that?
That's the
and
thing.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
She was like, right, so shall I write it down every single morning that I'm going to get a house? And I was like, no. Don't do that, because if you obsess over it, you're not going to get it. Like,
I sometimes
you really
say
got to detach
on that
from it.
Like,
and also, sorry, just to think it, you have to get excited about it like it's going to happen. So like when you write that thing down, you know, like write it as if it's happened. Like, oh, I'm so grateful to have a beautiful home. Don't write I want, like I desire. Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful to have a beautiful home. Or do you know what I mean? Like write it down and then get excited as if it's about to happen.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. Do you know Leah Holton, who went on Inside with the Sidemen? I don't know if you've seen that.
I recognise her name.
Yeah, she went like really viral on TikTok for a video where she's doing like a little bit of a thirst trap to Praise Jai in the Moonlight.
All right. Oh, the really pretty one.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Brown
vibes.
hair, nice lips. Yeah.
Beautiful. But I actually watched an episode she did on a YouTube about manifestation, and she was saying that if someone was told that they were going to get 50 grand next week, they'd be super excited, like, oh my God, I'm going to do all this with it and I'm going to do all that with it.
Yeah.
You have to treat your manifestation like that.
Yeah.
Like, you get excited that you're going to...
It's like getting excited for payday, isn't it?
Exactly.
Or a bonus or something.
You know,
like...
and you feel that energy of like, oh my God, yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you're not obsessing over it. You just...
Because it's a God-given, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like, on that, I was thinking, like, I see a lot of people who journal, who write, you know, like, I love myself, which I think are all perfect, like positive affirmations I'm so here for. But sometimes they're the people who still don't love themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they don't go to the depths. That's the issue.
Yeah.
You know, affirmations can be great. They can really rewire your brain. You know, but if you don't go to the depths of like your beliefs, like, do you actually believe what you say?
Yeah.
And
yes.
That's the issue.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
I completely agree.
That you love yourself. Do you act like you love yourself? You can say it. It's like when you get someone who's like narcissistic or, you know, a bit of a knobhead. And they'll tell you all the right things, but they don't do the right things.
Correct.
Do you do that to yourself?
Correct.
Are you just telling yourself all these things and telling yourself what you want to hear, but you're not showing yourself, so you don't actually feel like you love yourself?
Yeah. You don't treat yourself like you love yourself. You just say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the words are one thing, but the action is the next. Like,
period.
100%.
You gotta show yourself.
You
gotta
do.
show yourself you love yourself, and that will just build the feeling to the point
it's
where
the foundation,
you don't even
isn't
need to
it?
say it.
Yeah.
You can just say, yeah, I do love myself, and it won't be like, I love myself.
Yeah.
I accept myself. You're not a robot just
No.
repeating these things.
You
like
can
work at a
see
McDonald's
people who
drive-thru.
love themselves and who prioritise themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Period.
it radiates.
Oh, and that's it. It radiates that energy, and once you're in that energy, you're gonna get the things you want.
They're the
girl.
people you want to be around. It's like, do you always want to be around the people who are like whinging and down and complaining? Like, no, not really. Not that people who... I love myself. I'm not always the fucking happiest person in the world. I've just been crying for the last 45 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But regular emotions, inside out. But yeah, they're the people that you just are drawn towards, aren't they? Because it's... I think loving yourself has a big play in your self-respect.
Can I also just say, though, you're drawn towards them people, but people who don't love themselves will feel a type of way about them people.
Oh, don't they just?
And they'll be like,
we have had first-hand experience with that.
Yeah, it's not good, you know. Well, actually, they're just getting triggered because they don't love themselves.
With anyone that triggers you is holding up a mirror, which was one of my cards, but not for that reason. Mm-hmm. But they're holding up a mirror to the thing that, like, if you're triggered by someone, why? You know, like, it can be something as simple as they're an arsehole, they're racist, they're homophobic, which are all very valid reasons to be triggered by someone, and those people should not exist. But, like, you know, the people who aren't actually doing anything to you, but they trigger
wrong,
you.
But you like, don't like them. Oh,
why?
For this, for that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are they reflecting back to you?
That's it. That's the kitty I was looking for.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know how to look at themselves.
Correct. They've not got the self-analysation tools.
Yeah.
To sit down with themselves and say, like, that's why that stunningly attractive girl winds me up. Not because I'm not stunningly attractive, but because she's getting loads of attention and I feel like I need attention to validate myself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, it's so deep, girl.
That was very deep.
It gets deep.
Very deep.
It gets deep in
but,
here.
you know, it's making those connections, isn't it? Like, why does that successful person frustrate you? Is it because you're not successful? Is it because you want to be and that you see them taking action and you're not?
Ooh, that part, that's a big one. That's a big one. And that's jealousy and envy as well. Like, jealousy and envy aren't always a negative thing. If you're jealous and envious,
they're quite
of someone,
a natural emotion,
you can
aren't
actually
they?
turn that into fuel to be like, wow, like,
I want to be that.
I want to do that. Like, I want to create that for myself.
Yeah.
And turn it into inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Why is it every time?
Honestly. Because we're very well hydrated women.
It is.
That's
yeah,
why.
Exactly.
We've got litres of water and spearmint tea, guys. Okay, we're regulating ourselves. No, I completely agree. So, should we talk about sort of manifestation now today?
Yeah. In what sense?
Well, I think for myself, even going from like where I was a few years ago when I first discovered manifestation and was trying to decide how it worked for me and how it didn't, to where I am right now. It was only last week when I looked at my vision board and realised how much had come through.
And that's a big thing. But again, because you like your vision board's there and you might look at it because you're not aware of it. When you actually take a look, you're like, oh my God, all these things happened.
Yeah.
Because you've let go of it.
Yeah.
And you've just moved towards.
So like I think I might still have my list from last year. Let's see what's on the goals list from last year. Oh my God, I might have it all.
We're 6 months in, girl, and you got it all already.
Oh, no, not that. I mean my old list. Oh. Hang on.
I was like, I go.
Don't think I've got... No, I've not got last year's, I don't think. I've got a pros and cons list about Australia, though.
You love pros and cons lists.
I do. I think pros and cons lists are a really good way to help.
I agree.
Oh, okay. My 2024 goals. I've actually not looked at this list since I made it.
Okay.
Attend Thursday dance classes as much as possible. Definitely did it at the start of the year. I've fallen off a cliff with that now. Fall back in love with the gym. Exercise with my cycle. I have done that. I'm really enjoying exercising again. I'm not taking it off till the end of the year though. Spend more quality time with Finn. Yes. I'm making a lot more time for him. I realised in the Mentee Bee I had in March that I was part of the problem. Not the problem, but I wasn't making enough time for the things in my life that brought me happiness, and that is a major one. And to be more present in that now, like, I've really appreciated it. I appreciate being in my home and spending... Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was very good. Buy our house if the market is right. If anyone's listened to last week's episode, you'll know that we've had an offer accepted on a house, and that is one that I really want to talk about. Consistent weekly routine, i.e. 3 good meals, workout plan, work pattern. That one's been pretty consistent, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
Buy a dog if we buy a house. Tune in at the end of the year.
It's coming.
Smash work, stay focused and committed. I've set myself a target that I'm really on track to hit, which is all good. My only one here, less screen time.
We're working on that one, girl.
We are. We can't have it all. All right. I've learned that. You can't have it all at once. Podcast. Consistently upload every week and get guests on. Keep going. I've nearly consistently uploaded most weeks. We had a glitch in the matrix. We discussed that last week, but now we're back on track. And that was one of the big things we were talking about today, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
About staying consistent.
It was.
Fast forward, I set myself a vision board. And we talked about this in the New Year Same Old Shit episode right back in January. And when I looked at my vision board the other day, I freaked out. Because on here, and even I sat with Finn, and Finn literally pointed it and went, you've done that, you've done that, you've done that. And I was like, he pointed at the body goals and he went, tick. I was like, you're being calm, boo.
Tick, baby, tick.
I've ran a 5K.
Love.
I've continued with my podcast.
Love.
I've got a picture on here of a house of the exact same style of house we've bought, give or take, and it's on the same estate. By the way, that house is on the same estate on the opposite side of the road.
What, can I just say, like, that level of manifestation, like, it's literally on the same estate, on the same road. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what happens when you get specific sometimes, though.
That was the other thing that woman pointed out. She said, you have to be specific. You can't say, I want a new car. She was like, you need to tell yourself what breed of car, what brand do you want, what make, what model, what colour. She was like, do things to attract. I had it as my home screen for 6 weeks. My home screen was my Lexus until I got it.
Yeah.
And I got it. And you know what's really mad? I literally said, I want a grey or a white one. And Finn was like, which one do you want? And I was like, I really want a white car. I was like, I know it's a bad idea, but I've ruined everything that's white, but I want a white car. I see myself in a white car. He was like, right, okay, like, you know, whatever. We went to Lexus and we got the valuation for the car, and the only one they had, because it was when it was the pandemic and, you know, you couldn't get new cars because of the lead times. All the second-hand cars were more expensive because that's what they were selling. But then all like the cars that had been only drove for a couple of years and given, so yeah, second-hand, they've already had an owner. But the brand new cars is what they were offering deals on. And they literally said to me, they was like, we've got this car in stock you can have and we'll do your deal on it. And it was blue with a cream interior. And I was like, cream interior? I'm going to fuck that up. But I was like, it was stunning. It was so nice. I was like, I absolutely love it. And then I just turned around to the side of me and I saw what is now my car. And it's the same version in white, but the sport mod. And I went, will you do me the same? I went, what about this one? And they was like, what about it? I was like, is this available? And they was like, it's going to cost you an extra £30 a month. And I was like, for the car of my dreams, sold.
So
I was like, don't. And he literally said to me, he was like, I can't believe you've managed to do that. And I was like, neither can I.
What a moment though. Like,
no, it was.
To just be offered that thing and then to just turn around and it's right there.
But he was there the whole time and I didn't realise.
But that's. Do you not think as well though? Sometimes I feel like the universe will test you in that way. Sometimes to be like,
do you really want
it?
Are you
going to settle?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna? And then when you didn't settle, and you turn, and it's like, there it is, baby.
Honestly, I that was such a surreal moment. And I remember picking it up and driving it out of the showroom, and I was like, this is the beginning. Like, this is the beginning of the next thing. And then it was that year when things were strategically happening. I was just like, okay. And that, like, 2022 goes down as one of the best years of my life. Like, it was 2022 is the year I genuinely start to feel like I was reconnecting with myself, like, emotionally. Like, I remember doing like a big post about it on Instagram, like, when it was my birthday, and I remember having the party and having everyone there, and all my different friend groups came together, and I was like, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Like, this is, do you know what I mean?
That's the best feeling as well, isn't it? When you just know, you're like, wow. Like,
I was watching everyone dancing in the gazebo in the garden when it was like -2 in November. Let's have a garden party. Everyone was literally like just and I remember like standing there looking. I got a big group picture of all the girls, and it gets me emotional when I look at it, because I'm like, I was so happy. Like, I was so content. I finally felt like I was tuning back in with myself, and I had all these amazing people around me that had been put there for a reason to like build me up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was amazing. It was such a nice feeling, and I was on such a high. Like, oh, beautiful. But yeah, but all these things, and then the other one I've had, obviously anyone who listened last week will know that I'm going to Florida next year for the Dance Worlds. That's on my vision board.
Yeah, it is.
And I remember seeing it, and I remember talking to my dance teacher a few weeks ago, and I was like, I'm manifesting this girl, like, it's on my vision board. And like, I was like, ha ha. And then literally when it came through, I was like, the vote.
But it's the certainty. You knew it was coming.
But
I'm manifesting it.
I also,
it's happening, you know?
We didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it was happening, like, when we were all sat there, I was just like, it was one of them, because we'd gotten used to placing in a certain place, and we're in our second season. That doesn't happen. You don't get a bid to go to the World Championships in your second season. So we were all just like, you know, we're really proud of what we've done today, you know, like, we're really happy. Let's find out what's going to happen and then go home, basically. And we were sat on that stage, and for a split second, I was like, they're going to say our name. The splittest of split seconds. Like, I had no certainty. I was not sure of it at all. Like, that would be a big fat lie for anyone on that stage to say that. But when we got that, as soon as she said, like, our name, I was just like, what? Like, that is insane. And, like, even just, like, where we were as a dance team, I was like, that's meant to be. Like, I'm meant to go to Florida with these people. I'm meant to have that experience with these people, because that's going to put me on for the next experience and the next this. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad how it lines up. It's mad how you think things are going to happen in one direction and it goes a different way.
And that's the magic of life.
I'm experiencing it so much recently.
That's the magic of life. And that's why you just got to flow with it and just let, you know, sometimes things will come sooner than you could ever imagine, and they'll come better than you can ever imagine.
The house.
Do you know what I mean?
Like the house that we've now bought, my friend sent it to me. And she was like, this is so you guys. Like, this is everything you want. And I was like, it's out of our price range. She was like, just go and be cheeky. What's the worst that could happen? And I was like, fairs. And I said it to him, and he was like, it's out of our price. And I was like, whatever. Let's just, what's the worst that can happen? So we go, we love it. We put a cheeky offer, and he says, no, it's not meant to be. We move on. End of discussion. And we went, and honestly, this is going to sound so cliche. I think I said it last week. The second we pulled up on the drive, I knew. I just knew as soon as I looked at it, I was like, this is ours. Yeah. This is my home. This is our home. This is where, if we have a child, we're going to raise it. This is where our dogs are going to be. This is where we're going to host people. I knew. Like, before I'd even set foot in the gaff, it ticked every single box. And then when we got in the car after, and like, even like, I went in, I had like a moment with the guy's daughter, because she's a big Swiftie, and like, we had all these like little experiences, and we were walking around it, and I looked out in the garden, and I was like, that's just like his parents or my parents' garden. Like, you know, you just have all these feelings about it, and you're like, I can see my life here. And I was like, are we crazy because this is the first house we've viewed this year? But in reality, it's like the 50th, you know, overall. Yeah. And when we got back in the car, I was just like, don't come off too keen, don't be obsessed. And he was like,
cool.
I really like it. And I was like,
me too. Oh my God, me too.
Honestly, freaked my shit. But then, like, even the most defining moment with that was like, obviously putting a cheeky offer in and getting knocked back. But then I remember I just thought it wasn't going to happen. Like, I was just like, you know what? We really like it. And I got in the position of like, the right house is going to happen for us. So like, if that one doesn't, then it isn't the house.
There's something better, which is a very good mindset to have with anything, might I add.
You have to have it now. Like, I think nowadays, I genuinely think after like experiencing loss and experience hardships and experiencing situations that you were determined were going to happen for you and didn't, I think it's the best way to cope with expectation.
Yeah.
Is to understand there's something different. I think it's the best way to cope with a breakup. All these different things.
100%.
I still don't know how to use it to cope with grief, but I'm using different things to cope with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one solution fits all, but I definitely think it is one of the best ways to navigate through life when everything feels like it's going sideways and the things that you think are meant for you don't feel like they're happening. You've got to believe that it's because something better is coming.
Something better is coming.
Even if you can't see it and you don't have a Scooby-Doo what that is, because when it comes, you have that realisation of, oh, well, that's why that didn't happen. That's why that didn't happen. I had an audition for a TV show this year, and I was determined that I was going to get it because it was such a random chance and it went so far down the line. And then I didn't in the last stages, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get it. And now I know why I didn't get it, because I was not mentally prepared for that challenge. I know I wasn't. Like, now when I look back on it, even though I'm gutted and I hope the opportunity comes around again when I'm more prepared next year, but I was like, wow, if that would have happened, all these other things would have happened. And you know,
wouldn't have gone and viewed your house, you wouldn't have gone and put the offer in. That's what I mean. It's always,
oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
It's always working out in your favour, and this is a big mindset to have. No, this is the thing, none of these things would have happened. You wouldn't have gone to your dance comp, you wouldn't have got your worlds thing. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, that wasn't meant to happen for you at that time.
Why have I not even thought of it like that? I'm gonna cry. I didn't even think of it like that because I thought, oh my god.
Okay, stop, because honestly,
that's so true.
Let it out, girl, if you need to.
Oh, I think all the tears are gone for today, but that is so true. Holy shit. Manifestation is not a myth. Ignore the title of this video.
It's not, period. And that's why you just have to trust in divine timing.
It's not the answer to all your problems. You have got shit to do and work on, and you've got to work on yourself. But if you've worked on yourself to the highest degree and you believe in yourself and the things that you're trying to achieve, they're going to happen because you're going after the things that are meant for you. And if you're constantly driving after something that's not meant for you, this is where things keep coming up to try and pull you away from the situation.
It'll bat you and it'll just be knocking the head. And I get sometimes, even moving towards the things that you want, you might have challenges with certain things.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because the universe will test you.
Yeah, it's not meant to be easy.
Do you really want this thing?
Yeah.
How many hurdles are you willing to jump over? Come on. Do you know what I mean? But I've just completely lost my train of thought. Go back. What was it?
About like, if you're not meant to have something, things will keep coming up. But I think that happens, you know, when people, like, you see it in people's relationships, you see it in loads of different ways that, like,
100%.
Like, obviously it's easy for you to see when you're on the outside of the situation looking in, but like, it's like square peg round hole, innit? Constantly trying to make something fit and make it work, and like, life will constantly put things in your way.
Oh yeah, and then all of a sudden it'll just crash.
Yeah.
It'll crash and burn.
It'll do something dramatic, and
it will say, right, you're really getting ripped away from this thing.
You ain't got a choice but to listen.
I always say this: you can have anything you want and desire if it's meant for you.
Correct.
Anything.
Correct.
It doesn't matter how big it seems. If you can visualize it and you can feel yourself having that thing and it feels aligned and genuine, you can have it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's meant for you, genuinely. And that's why sometimes if you do miss out on certain things, then it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
Because nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. And even if it feels like it does, it'll come back round if it's truly meant for you.
It's like the burnt toast theory, or the like when you're stuck in traffic and you're fuming, but then if you were at the front of the traffic, you might have been in a crash. Or, do you know what I mean? It's all them things of like, you're exactly where you're meant to be at this point.
Exactly.
Oh god, I actually can't believe I didn't put that connection together about the TV show, because
I love that you just had that realization though.
Oh my god, wow.
Protection is like that whole thing's timing.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That's insane. because I genuinely thought, you know, when you think of something like it was a TV show that had a monetary value at the end of it, it would have obviously elevated like this and all them things. And I was like, oh, that will happen and that will come to me. And I got so far and had so many good interviews and conversations and like by all accounts impressed people. So I was like, why has it not happened? This is why. Because all these other things, which actually in the grand scheme of things for the long term are better for me, have happened. There's nothing to say this opportunity won't come around again.
Oh, and I'm going to say this right now. Like, we'll not disclose on like, we'll not go into details. No. But it will. Like, I genuinely just have a feeling. Like, and I don't know if it's 5 years down the line, if it's next year, whenever it is. I just feel like it will. And I said that to you when you didn't get it, didn't I? I literally said to you, I was like, it's not the end. I was like, I can feel it. I know. There's not a grain of doubt in my mind about it. It'll come back around.
Oh my God. That is insane. Period. That is mental.
Can I also just say on manifestation as well, like with manifesting, you have to be grateful for what you already have.
Oh,
like,
yes.
You have to be thankful for everything that you have. But then there's also nothing wrong with wanting more. There's a really good...
Not being grateful, like constantly being like, why have I not got this? Why have I not got that? That is the wrong way to do it. But being grateful and realising what you've got, I completely agree with you. That's one of the big things that's changed for me in my life.
100%. Oh. And it's being grateful for the little things. You know, I remember you saying to me once, there was a girl that was talking about, like, I'm not going to say I'm grateful for my fingers. And I remember thinking at the time, like, but why not?
Yeah.
Some people don't have the gift of that.
Yeah.
Some people don't have the gift of being able to do this.
Yeah. Hold something.
And, do you know, it's just the smallest little things. Like the fact that you're alive, the fact that you woke up today, it's a miracle. Like, not everyone's blessed with that.
No, they're not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, even just the simple thing of having your breath, the fact that your body's keeping you alive all the time at night.
There's so much to be grateful for outside of material possessions, isn't there? Like, and that's what people don't see.
People fixate on material things.
Or like the things that you're meant to be grateful for, rather than like, what about the fact that like I've got 2 feet and like I can put a pair of shoes on? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds really like far-fetched to anyone. Yeah.
You can run. You can hop around and dance and...
Because when you don't have that ability, you'll feel it. You'll know about it.
Yeah.
And, oh, God.
And it's even being able... Be grateful for the hard times. Be grateful that you can cry. Be grateful that you feel sad. Be grateful that you have the ability to feel pain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All of that is a gift that's not going to be a gift forever.
No.
You have to appreciate and embrace it all.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you are grateful... more things are just going to come to you.
Yeah, they are. Because
you're in that energy. Like the heart chakra is like one of the most powerful energies there is.
Yeah.
And you will just attract everything in. And you also know that gratitude and anxiety come from the same part of your brain, so you can't be grateful and anxious at the same time.
There you go.
Honestly.
That's
when
insane.
I found that, I was like,
I'm going to tether to one side.
Like, I am grateful.
Yeah. I'm grateful and I'm not anxious. Wow, that's insane. So, should we talk about the cards that we pulled?
Yeah, go.
So we did a reading before. Do you want to talk a little bit about the readings? And
yeah, so I basically just have like oracle cards. So I would say I'm a person that's quite, if we're talking on a spiritual level, I'm quite connected. I'm not even quite connected. I'm very connected to the divine.
Yeah, we talked about it in
Angels,
Astrology 101.
Like, I have the maddest things. I literally went on my memories the other day, and I took a picture of this like pile of white feathers, and like I just experienced like mad things like that. But I basically have oracle cards, and I can do people readings and stuff. And like, not that I'm not the most professional at it, but like I feel like I'm quite good at it. I feel like
you've got a definite gift with it.
It's
100%.
Yeah, it feels like a gift.
Because you can't just go and buy them. You have to be gifted them, don't you?
No, I've bought some of those.
I thought you had to be gifted your cards.
I think I gift them myself.
That's a very good point.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like I just follow that. Yeah, I'm going to get these. I've been gifted some of them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my mum's bought me them and stuff.
Yeah,
I do love receiving them, like, the beautiful gifts. But I'd also, like, if I see them, I'm not going to wait for someone to buy them.
No. Why should you?
Know what I mean? And I feel like I got into these a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you did.
Really the oracle cards that I've got into.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like sometimes I'll just, if I'm going to a friend's house, I always have them at home, obviously. So if I feel like I need a bit of guidance, or I feel called to like, oh, I'm just going to pull myself a card because I need reassurance or like an answer for something, you know, I'll do it. But, you know, if I feel like I need to bring them somewhere, they go into the bag.
Yeah.
And
you pull out what resonates to you, don't you? Like, so from the reading, the first 4 cards were all really like about me listening to my heart and about my leadership skills, which is like something I've been like focusing on a lot within myself recently for lots of different reasons. And then the second deck of cards was just insane. Like that really is what made me super emotional and just
the cards though, so the first deck of cards are Moonology manifestation cards, and the second deck that we pull from is the Divine Masters, which is like all these different like celestial beings, like Jesus is in there, like Egyptian gods, like Lemurians, all different kinds of, you know, people that have been like Buddhas and you know, all those kind of people, the Divine Masters basically. And like literally like 6 of them came. Was it like 6
7?
or 8?
I got 7.
Yeah, 7 came out.
What about the Mary one? That was weird. So like she'll shuffle them, and the cards that jump out are the cards that
need to come out. I set an intention. I basically say like, angels, spirits and guides, please, what messages do you have for Emily? Like, what guidance does she need? Like, what does she need to hear? And I do that, and then they just start flying out.
But on the Divine Masters I got 7, and that was insane.
It was, yeah.
And one that jumped out, so they all come out, but one jumped out and it was facing me like up, and it was Mother Mary. And we've had that sign come before. Did someone not do you a reading about me?
Yeah, someone did do it. Like, they sent me something about you, and they said I don't know if it was Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene. It
was Mary Magdalene, but I think it's linked with you. So I think Mary Magdalene's like one of your guides, but I also think that Mother Mary, you went to a Catholic school.
I went to St Mary's,
and I always remember you having a little
St Mary's
logo. St Mary's, yeah.
I went to St Mary's, yeah.
Logo. Do you know what I mean? So even like little things like that, and it came out and just flipped out, and it was facing towards you, and we were both like, oh.
I just started crying because there was like a Magdalene van parked in front of my house for like 4 years. Like that I didn't even realise. Like all these weird things.
Signs.
Like
and then
that's why I don't believe in coincidence, because too many things happen.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And things lead you a certain way. I remember we went to hot yoga once, went into this cafe, like never been in there.
Oh my God, yes.
This woman, like me and her just like was like hitting it off, like we were all hitting it off, weren't we? And she was like, I feel like you're surrounded by angels. And then she said about you, didn't she? And she said about like Mary Magdalene is like one of your guides and things like that. And it was just, that was a weird ass day.
Weird.
We were like, what the heck?
Weird day.
But yeah.
Honestly. What about the necessarily like almost the negative things you could manifest?
Oh my God, this is a thing, by the way, right? So you can manifest anything, but you have to be careful what you wish for, and that's such a true saying. The thing with manifestation is it's like what you focus on as well. Do you know what I mean? If you constantly like, your word is your wand.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's true though.
That's such a true saying. That's why people like watch your tongue. Like your tongue's like the sharpest tool that you've got. Like, why do you think we call it spelling? Spelling.
Oh yeah.
Spell. You're like casting a spell when you speak.
V true, queen. Didn't think of it that way.
That's what I'm saying. So like, you got to be careful. And the thing is, right, when you think of people who have a bit more of a victim mindset, because they have a victim mindset, they drag more of them things into their lives, and then it affirms to them the thing that they think in their head. Retweet, yes. So like,
why is all this happening to me? Why have I got such bad luck?
Yeah. Oh, see, I knew he was gonna fuck me over. Do you know what I mean? You knew he was gonna fuck you. You're fucking manifesting it. Like you literally, you
pick yourself and love yourself and stop it from happening before it happens.
Exactly, you're letting it happen to yourself. So you have to be so aware of the things that you're speaking into existence and saying, because honestly, like I've even had people saying like, you know, or about having drama in their lives, and they almost like call it in, and then it happens, and it's like, you fucking asked for it. I'm sorry.
Like I love saying that I'm boring.
Oh, me too.
I've nothing going on. I'm boring.
Grandma, I'm like, thank you.
You do not understand how much that means.
Literally, but you can, like, and you do have to be careful. I have a friend called Misha, and I'm hoping you're watching this, girl. If you are, I love you. And she's just like, she's very spiritual and very much on that vibe. And like, if you say a thing, she's like, "What do we say?" But I love that because she's very much like, be careful what you're speaking.
No, it's so true.
Like, and I'm like, thank you for checking me, girl.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for. It's so true. You create your own destiny, and you create your own luck a lot of the time.
Creating your own destiny as well. You're in charge of your own destiny.
You
create your life. You are in charge. Like, I think the thing is, like, with,
that's why your decisions are so important. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
If you choose to do something, be aware of the repercussions that follow it.
Oh, 100%. It's not just that as well. I think like as people, like our experiences and things, and the system isn't set up for you to think big and to think outside the box and to think for yourself and to chase your dreams and create the life that you've always desired.
Yeah.
The system's set up to suppress all that.
Yeah.
So you've almost got to break free of it.
Yeah.
And break free of also like your internal chains of like, you know, if people told you in the past that you're not good enough and things like that, you've got to break free of all them things and just like take charge of your destiny. Like it really is magical when you think of it like that. You almost, and I think this is why sometimes people think it's bullshit, because it sounds like something in a film.
Yeah.
But like your life is a movie. Like,
well, it's your movie, isn't
and
it?
you're the main character.
Yeah,
but a lot
facts.
of people give the power away to things.
Yeah, they do.
Do you know what I mean? And that's like,
Reclaim
we
it.
are so powerful beyond belief. And I think when you actually start tapping into that and claiming your power back and putting your energy into things that you want and that you want to go after and focusing on the good, and what's that saying? Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Ah,
do you know what I
there you
mean?
go. Yeah.
And doing all that, you create the life of your dreams.
Yeah, of course you do.
Beyond anything you can imagine. Like Sharpay says, think bigger, become superstars. That's better.
That is very. Get that on a plaque.
No, for real, I need this in my room, just like literally above my bed, just like
superstars.
think bigger. Literally, I love it.
Oh.
And another song that I always think that, and it gives me chills every time I listen to it, is "Reach" by S Club 7. I'm sorry, like put that song on and just get into it, and like honestly, the magical vibes of that song. I don't know if it's just the childhood nostalgia for me.
We're putting it on after this
or whatever
podcast.
it is. Yeah, but there is a line in that song that says, "Don't believe in all that you've been
Been
told.
told.
The sky's the limit. You can reach your goal. No one knows just what the future holds."
He would fittest one as well.
Do you know what? I should have known. Like, so like I am a wee bit like. I'm into girls, okay? I think I'm into girls. I can't believe I'm fucking announcing this right now.
Come on, Kaylee!
But basically,
Oh, slay!
when I was younger, like I wouldn't look at the boys in that video, and I always looked at the girl in the blue top. I was just like fixated on her. And
Is
I
that
was
Rachel
like,
Stevens or the bleach blonde
Rachel
one?
Stevens.
Rachel Stevens is hot girl shit.
And I was like,
I'm into boys, and I look at every attractive woman.
do you know what I mean?
I have no restriction on that.
this
I'm no
on her.
better than a man. I'm a dog.
Period. But like, I don't know. I was just like, oh girl. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I
she's
was
hot girl shit.
Anyway, but there's a lot of songs like that though. And do you know another song that I always think this about?
Go on.
"You Can Fly" from Peter Pan. There's a line in this song, right?
Go on.
And it says, "Think of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings."
Oh, that's lovely.
Do you know what I mean? All you need is faith, trust, and a bit of pixie dust. Faith, trust in the universe. Pixie dust is the magic that you hold within you. Do you know
You're
what
good,
I
aren't
mean?
you?
I love it. Ah. This is
No,
like
it's
my
true.
fucking bread and butter.
Well, this
it
is
really
like-
is.
This is like what they say
I
about,
live.
you know, when people listen to like drill music. You know, I never understood people making an association with like gang and knife crime and particular types of music. Now I get it.
Yeah. Do you know what though, right? Can I just say, like, listening to shit like that is not good for you, because like you has to be your diet
Musical
and things
frequencies.
like that, frequencies, but also like energies of words. Like if you're constantly listening to music like that, it's really not good for you and like your vibration. And like if we're talking on a spiritual level of vibrations and stuff, like them things aren't good for you.
No.
Like your environments and stuff. And like you were saying before about how you were looking around and you have all these amazing people around you. Them things are really important for manifestation, because them things that you want and becoming the energetic vibration and becoming the version of yourself that has them things, you have to start then looking at your environment.
It's like your
and
vibe
the things
attracts
that
your
you're
tribe in
listening
it
to.
or whatever it is.
Period,
Like
it does.
it's true. That's why sometimes you have to cut people out. That's why you have to make them sacrifices that feel horrible at the time, and
Yeah.
later on you're like, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But
See, it's not easy,
yeah.
but to get where you want to be, it's worth it.
It's not, and it's painful sometimes to let go of people
Mm.
and them things that aren't good for you and that are holding you back. But like, if you can just have some detachment from it, almost, and
It's about putting yourself first and realising that for you to get the
Exactly.
goals you want to achieve, you're going to have to make them sacrifices one way or another.
you're gonna have to be the villain in someone's story.
Correct. Oh my God.
Excuse me, that was a bit.
Anything else you want to add about manifestation?
I mean, to be honest, I've actually just written a massive list here. I was just like getting into my
We love a prepared girly.
so I'm just gonna maybe just read All right, so this is a good one. So your brain and your body don't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So like, what you believe, like how you act, your body doesn't know the difference between whether you're putting it on or whether you're not. So if, like, you're telling yourself something and things like that, and act in a certain way, like your body and your brain are going to believe it.
It's like creating a story in your head, innit? And then it coming true.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like a negative one.
It's like the Delulu thing. Do you know when people say about
Delulu
like,
is the Salulu.
Yeah, like be Delulu. Like, to a degree,
it has some truth to it.
It does have some truth to it. I think some people go too far with it.
Yeah.
Like, some people get a little bit like, they expect too much. Not expect too much. I don't mean expect too much in a bad way, but like, they almost can be a bit arrogant with it.
Yeah.
I think I've definitely seen that personally.
Yeah.
But I think if you've got a good level of Delulu where you like literally like everything works out for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's been like a bit just open-minded, isn't it? Like
100%.
Being delusional is another word for open-minded. It's just one has a positive connotation and one has a negative. And I think that about everything.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I've like literally written paragraphs. So I've put, you have to take action on the things that you want, call in what you want, but be ready for it to come. That's literally the bottom line of manifestation, and you have to believe in it. You have to believe like that.
I clearly wasn't ready for that thing to happen because other things.
Exactly.
I still can't get over that.
That's just like,
one day
honestly,
we will be able to sit and talk about this in depth.
Period. It's so exciting. So I've written here what you need to do. You need to have faith and trust in the universe. You need to have belief, action. You also need to have fun. Like,
yes.
Having fun and being on that vibration is one of the best things that you can do if you want to manifest things.
I think it's when the best things happen to you because like
Exactly.
you're not expecting, you're not putting pressure on yourself. Again,
you're just enjoying life.
Because you think like, oh my God, that's amazing that that's happened and that's a really good thing. Like, that's how I feel right now.
And then more, so when you think about it, right, so if you think of a positive person and a negative person, they don't attract to each other. The negative person attracts the negative people. The positive people attract the positive people. And it's the same with experiences and things that you want in life. If you're a positive person and you're having fun and you're just enjoying life, you're going to attract them things.
Of course you are.
And if you're a negative person and you're stuck in that mindset and you think everything's good, you're going to attract them things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Gratitude for what you already have. When
Yeah.
you're grateful for what you have, you will always attract more.
Yeah.
Period. Openness to receive, which is another important one because it's not just all about taking action. I think sometimes you have to have the balance between the taking action and the being open, receiving and reflecting.
Reflecting.
Reflecting is such an important thing, which I think is a little bit lost sometimes. But I think because there's so many distractions. And that's another thing as well, like with the world now, I think to manifest, you have to tap into yourself. Yeah. You have to be able to sit alone with yourself. You have to be able to tune in with your soul and what you actually truly desire. Because there's everything in the world now wants your attention.
So much background noise, isn't there?
So much. And like, so much of that can actually get in here to the point where sometimes like your thoughts might not even be your own. And your beliefs might not be your own. You might have been told. It's like, say if you're wanting to manifest money, if you've been told as a kid money don't grow on trees and things like that, them things can stick with you and they can create beliefs.
Yeah.
So if you want to manifest money, you're going to almost have to like dig that up, shovel it out and plant something new in its place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I like that term.
It's a good one. Something better will always come if the thing you wanted / thought you wanted doesn't come.
Oh my God, we talked about this before.
Yeah, so and it's so true. Like if it perceives it as failing, sometimes you can really think that you want something. And do you know what? There was a toxic thing that went round a few years ago where people would be like doing these subliminal things to be like, he's going to message me, he's going to do this. Like, that's really toxic.
Yeah.
And things like that. But almost fixating on that person and thinking that that's the be all and end all.
Yeah.
When actually there is someone better out there for you. So when that falls apart, it's like, no, the bad things coming.
100%.
I hope I'm making sense right now because I feel like my brain is starting to get a little bit like
No, yeah, you are. We talked about that before anyway.
Way,
no, I get it.
It's because I'm just going on. Do you know what I mean? This is a really good one.
Go on.
You can either be powerless or powerful. It's all up to you.
Yeah.
So you have the choice. You can either be a victim or a hero. You can either be powerless or you can be powerful.
I agree, 100%. You can change anything you want to change if you want to change it enough. It's the sun. It's the sun. Get in! Mwah! Yes! As soon as this is finished, we need to just go and sit outside. Literally, I'm going to go sunbathe on the pavement in the yard.
Literally, even it's freezing. Who cares? Who cares? So I put, you can either be a victim or a hero. Victim mindset is unattractive to other people and to everything you want because everything is energy. Being authentic will repel what is not meant for you and attract what is.
Retweet.
Don't obsess over what you desire. If you obsess, the things you want will be off.
Facts.
You can't control what happens outside of you, but you can control how you respond to it. Period.
So true.
Period.
True.
Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh. Yeah.
So, like, everything starts within.
Yeah, it does.
So that's a reflection of what's going on inside.
If you feel shit, yeah.
Exactly. Asking it is given. Believe in magic because magic exists. And the law of attraction states you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are and the frequency that you're vibrating at.
Let's end on that one.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. Can I also just give some examples of, like, because I don't want people to listen to this and then think, how do I manifest?
Go for it.
So vision boards is a good one.
Vision boards is a great one. We talked about this in the previous episode. I think vision boards are a great one. Like I said to you before, it's not the answer to everything. You've got to do some stuff to get yourself there. But having that constant visual reminder, you don't realise how important it can be.
Because it's reprogramming your subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Which is, like, what is going to take you.
Yeah, to all them places.
Another good manifestation method is when you're falling asleep at night, your brain enters, I think it's like a theta state. So, like, you're almost going into that subconscious kind of realm.
Before you fall asleep.
And if you in that visualize the things that you want or, like, and feel it and, like, really, do you know when you're just, like, going off into your dreams and you just sat there thinking at night about really happy, positive things? That's a really good method of manifestation as well. And then, like, just journaling, scripting. People like to script and, like, script like it's happened.
All right, okay.
And then the 369 method's another good one. I don't know an awful lot about that, but I think you, like, write it down 3 times, write down 6 times in another way, and write down 9 times. So I would recommend researching that. And then just even let it go. That's it. Set your intention, write it down, bin the piece of paper, whatever.
Yeah.
Hide
Speak it out and let it go.
And let it go. And then,
see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Right. I love that. The final bit I want to touch on, which I've tried to introduce into my episodes, is what has pissed us off this week? Just something nice that you can let go of. This is people letting go.
I feel like I'm letting go of just all the bullshit from the past. I feel like that's where I'm at in my life now. I feel like anything that's happened to me, I don't want to let it define me anymore. I don't want to let my trauma and shit define me. I'm like ready to let go of all that crap.
Stunning.
So that's
stunning. Being ripped off, more specifically by someone you know. No, that sends me west.
Yeah,
that's like when someone says to you, send me 50 quid, but it only actually is 45.
Yeah, innit? And if it's like someone that, like, you're like, that's shady.
But then also being shortchanged, like saying to someone like, oh, it was 45 quid and they send you like £43.50 and you're like, why? Because it's like, do I message someone over £1.50? But do you know what I mean? I think anything that involves money is a really fine line, but no, I hate being ripped off. It doesn't sit well with me. Yeah,
I'm saying, because it's almost like it's shady, isn't it? It's like it's sly. Like, why are you doing that?
The shite weather in June. I've had 4 of them are the weather.
I know, it's literally...
This is the worst summer we've had in a long, long, long time.
I know.
And it sucks.
I genuinely think it's the government. No, I do.
That reminds me of Peter Kay when he's talking about either his mum or his nan, and she goes, this bloody weather, they want to do something about it. And he goes, they? Who? The government. He went, what are they going to do? Get a big ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, no, it is not cute at the minute. What else have we got on here? Oh, I've not slept well all week.
Oh, no, do you know what? I feel for whoever sent that in, because that is sad. Like, and I don't mean sad in like a finger way, but honestly, if I don't sleep well and I don't get enough sleep,
nothing good happens
that day. I just don't function in life.
No.
So I'm sorry that you've not slept well, and I hope you get lots of nice sleep this week and catch up over the weekend.
Honestly, I was saying this in the group chat the other day. 8 hours sleep on a weekday and 8 hours sleep on a weekend are 2 different 8 hours. I feel like my weekday sleeps, I could sleep 10 hours and still wake up like... I could sleep 5 hours on a weekend and be like, let's go! Don't know what it is.
It's because you're not choosing to wake up, though. Do you know what? No, I don't mean that.
No, I know what you mean. You don't
Do you know
have to
what
get
I
up.
mean? In a
Yeah.
week, like your alarm's going off, you have to get up.
Yeah, you have to be awake for something. Whereas on the weekend, it's
Yeah.
like, if I'm half an hour late, is anyone going to give a fuck? No, it's my weekend.
Yeah,
I'm chilled.
Me, babes.
Oh, stunning. Well, thank you so much for coming back. I've loved
Thank you
it.
for having me.
Always.
I loved it, honestly.
This will not be the last time. You will be on again very soon.
I hope so.
And thank you for talking all about manifestation with us. Thank you for the card reading. I feel healed.
I hope so.
I feel like a lot has been shed.
Yes.
Let's get ready to go out.
Yes.
Stunning.
We're going out tonight, girls.
Going out tonight.
Dun, 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 dun. Let's go, girls.
All I can see is, Poppy Moore off Wild Child.
Oh,
It's like,
love
all right, girls, let's get it. Let me think about it.
about it.
Stunning. Well, thank you so much, guys. And I will see you all next week. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.